on the record. Wednesday, December the 2nd. The time now is 30 minutes past 12 noon. This court is now in session under martial law, Rule 203, jurisdiction over the offense. This court is an open court under Title 28 of the United States Code, Section 636, Subchapter Golf, lowercase, delegation of powers, jurisdictional powers, and temporary assignments. In today's court, we are going to make certain remarks, certain mistakes, certain abnormalities, certain crimes, certain wrongdoings, willful malpractice, malicious prosecution for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce, a special master in common law, appointed, a special master appointed by the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, Federal Postal Judge, sui juris, presiding in this Superior Court of Record. And today we have an exercise that is going to be essential, because this is exactly what is going on. And if you allow me for a minute, I would like to introduce you to a video which is in regard and this is in real time. Things like this are going to happen. This is forensic evidence that this video is being done in real time, is not edited, is not cut, and it has nothing to do with any of the presumptions or assumptions that anyone may have in regard to the exercise we are about to start. At the beginning of this wrongdoings, for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa received a document that sounded pretty close to this. Pay attention.
Morning, Clarence, Jesús-Arriaga. Jesús-Arriaga, County, good morning. Full ruling, ready to copy that? Go right ahead. Jesús-Arriaga, clear to Mike Bravo Papa Victor via the Kennedy 1 departure. Accept fly runway heading until JFK 1.5 DME, then turn right heading 100. Radar vectors wavy, Whiskey Alpha Victor Echo Yankee. Direct MJ, Echo Mike Juliet Alpha Yankee. J174, India Lima Mike. Direct Charlie Lima Bravo. Atlantic Route 3. New car, November uniform Charlie Alpha Romeo. Lima 463. Direct. Maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 360, 10 minutes after departure. Squawk 1541, verify Yankee, please.
Yeah, Yankee, and after J174 to Wilmington, what was the next fix prior to AR3?
Charlie Lima Bravo.
Okay, clear to Providencia, Kennedy 1 runway heading 1.5. turn heading 100, radar vectors wavy, direct J174 Wellington, direct Charlie, Lima Bravo, AR3, new car, Lima 463, maintain 5,000, 36 and 10, 1541, the squawk with Yankee, JetBlue 855.
Hey, read back correct, contact ground for now, taxi. Springmark 204 Heavy Kennedy, hello. Clear to Johannesburg via the Kennedy 1 departure, except fly runway heading until the JFK 1.5 DME. Then, actually, you need 13 left. Was that you? Springmark 204, then expect 13 left from the Kennedy 1, and turn left heading 100. Radar vector shit as filed. Maintain 5,000, expect flight level 310, 10 minutes after departure. Squawk 1650, the current 8 is Yankee. Springmark 204 have read back correct. There may be a delay for 13 left. I don't imagine that will be very long. Contact ground for now for taxi. So the readback was correct. There may be a short delay for the 13 left departure. At this time of the day, I do not think it will be very long. Contact ground for now taxi.
Kennedy, clear, April, Niner.
On the pond, Niner Heavy, Kennedy clearance, cleared to Tokyo. Kennedy 1 departure. Fly runway heading until the Kennedy 1.5 DME, and then a right turn heading 100. Radar vectors to Gale, then as filed. Climb, maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 300, 10 minutes after departure. Squawk 2730.
Vodafone, Niner Heavy, clear to Tokyo Narita Airport. JFK 1 departure, flight runway heading onto 1.5 JFK DME, then right turn heading 100, radar vector to Gale as filed. Then maintain 5,000, except flight level 350, 10 minutes after departure. Correction, except flight level 300 after 10 minutes departure, stroke 2730.
On the pond, Niner Heavy, ATIS is Alpha. Contact ground when you're ready for taxi.
Contact ground on Nippon Niner today. Clearance delivery, United 703.
United 703, Kennedy clearance.
Yeah, no. I'm up right. Do you have a clearance for us?
United 703, cleared to Los Angeles. D-1314 RNAV departure. Fly runway heading until the Kennedy 1.5 DME, and then a right turn heading 100. A candor transition, and then as filed. Maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 300, 10 minutes after departure. Squawk 3343.
Yeah, 703 is clear to Los Angeles International, fly runway heading to Kennedy 1.5 DME, right turn 100, and as filed, climb 5,000, expect 300, 10 minutes after, squawk 3343.
United 703, ATIS is Alpha. Contact ground when you're ready for taxi.
Thank you very much, United 703.
Etihad 102 Heavy, clear to Abu Dhabi. Happy 3 departure. Fly runway heading until the Kennedy 1.5 DME, and then a right turn heading 100. Radar vectors to Happy, then as filed. Maintain 5,000, expect flight level 310, 10 minutes after departure, squawk 7101. Okay, Zipper 509, County Clearance, I have a full route revision, advise when you're ready to copy. Zipper 509, clear to Mike Delta, Sierra Delta, Kennedy 1 departure, accept fly runway heading until the Kennedy 1.5 DME, and then a right turn heading 100. Radar vectors to Wavy. Direct MJ intersection. That's Echo Mike, Juliet, Alpha, Yankee. Jet 174. Wilmington, that's India Lima Mike. Direct Charlie Lima Bravo. At Atlantic Route 3. Oldie intersection, that's Oscar, Lima, Delta, Echo, Yankee. Lima 451. Leeton intersection, that's Lima, Echo, Tango, Oscar, November. Romeo 763. Grand Turk, that's Golf Tango Kilo. Amber 554. Charlie Delta Oscar. And then direct to your destination. Couple 509, thank you. This is Bravo now. You can return to your previously assigned frequency.
Clearance, JetBlue 1129.
JetBlue 1129, Kennedy clearance.
Hey, question. The clearance we have, the climb out does not match the runways in use. Did you need to change that?
Stand by. JetBlue 1129, you got the Kennedy 1 departure, the runway heading to 1.5 DME, then a right turn heading 100.
That's what our PDP says, but I see they're using, for Robbinsville, they're using 311 kilowatts.
Okay, that should, you can expect runway 4 left shortened for departure. I'll take that off the ATIS now.
Okay, we'll expect it there.
Delta 473, I have a partial amendment to your route. I can read that for you whenever you're ready, and then we'll discuss the runways. Delta 473 Heavy, clear to Tokyo, Kennedy 1 departure. Actually, stand by. Alright, Delta 473 Heavy, you want runway 13 left for departure? Delays would be subject to conforming traffic. This is now Bravo. Runway 31 left is closed, but runway 13 left is available if you would like it. Okay, the 473 Heavy. Clear to Tokyo, Kennedy 1 departure, except fly runway heading until the Kennedy 1.5 DME, and then a right turn heading 100. Radar vectors to Gale, that's Golf Alpha Yankee Echo Lima. Quebec 812 to Syracuse, and then as filed. Maintain 5,000, expect flight level 280, 10 minutes after departure. Squawk 1527. Korean Air 082 Super, cleared to the Seoul Incheon Airport. Kennedy 1 departure, except fly runway heading until the Kennedy 1.5 DME, and then a right turn heading 100. Radar vectors to Grecki, then as filed. Maintain 5,000, expect flight level 350, 10 minutes after departure. Squawk 1766. Okay, American 1671, cleared to Cancun, Kennedy 1 departure, except fly runway heading until the Kennedy 1.5 DME, and then a right turn heading 100. Radar vectors to Wavy, then as filed. Maintain 5,000, expect flight level 300, 10 minutes after departure, squawk 1172.
Okay. For the attention of the Honorable John G. Roberts, Juliet, Oscar, Bravo, November, Golf, Roger, Oscar, Bravo, Echo, Romeo, Tango, Sierra. And all witnessing of these proceedings, counter defendants listed and the writ of mandate Read a mandate. Read a mandate. Certified mail. All these cards mean that they received this document, certified mail, and we're going to go over this in a minute. This document was filed on March 12th at 12:01 p.m. Received by the clerk of the court, Philip Romero. This is the writ of mandate. For all of you who are at a loss in regard to the exercise on this language that we put in front of you, and for all of you witnessing these proceedings in the Supreme Court of Justice for the United States, in front of the counter defendants, Cindy M. Mercer, case number District Court -1314 Charlie Bravo Charlie Victor -2019 00392. And to all the defendants listed in this writ of mandate, page 1 of 12, page 2 of 12, you have this document. Trespassers. Correspondent 1 Cindy M. Mercer. Trespasser correspondent New Mexico Department of Transportation. Trespasser correspondent Charles W. Sharf for Wells Fargo Bank. Trespasser correspondent Vincent Serafino Waderi. Trespasser number 5, correspondent 1 James Lawrence Sanchez. Trespasser correspondent 6 Carl W. Restic. Trespasser correspondent number 7 Valencia County Sheriff's Department. Trespasser correspondent number 8 Philip Romero. Trespasser correspondent 1 is Cindy Mercer. Trespasser correspondent 2, New Mexico Department of Transportation, Cabinet Secretary 1 Michael Sandoval. 3, Trespasser correspondent CEO Charles Schwarf, Wells Fargo. Trespasser correspondent Vincent Serafino. Trespasser correspondent James Lawrence Sanchez. 13th Judicial District Court, Valencia County Judge or pseudo judge. The same for Cindy Mercer, pseudo judge. You guys don't have the authority in the United States. You don't have an oath that satisfies the 6th article of the Constitution. You're in violation of 6 CFR 37.3. You are in violation of Title 4, Section 101. And you're in violation of 1 Stat 23, page 1, Chapter 1. Trespasser correspondent 1 Philip Romero, New Mexico 13th Judicial District Court. And we wrote the following. But first, if any one of you shall be sitting on the cockpit of these airplanes with the responsibility of all these passengers going to their destination, you don't know, you don't understand, you will kill them. How many of you did understood correctly? And I am going to present this document. I cannot read it. Pause the video. Take a screenshot. Read it. You have a great deal of responsibility and a great deal of liability when you go on trespass. Anyone trespassing in private property is subject to be assassin, shot on the head with a bullet, with an expensive bullet. And exactly. What do? You're sitting in your house, watching TV, drinking some coffee. A complete stranger comes over to you, knocks on the door, has a paper in a foreign language. First of all, you say, who are you? If you don't identify, you're at a loss. Hands you a paper in a foreign language in continuous scripta. For those of you who are bright enough to know what continuous scripta is, on a foreign language, unspecified, on a fictitious name, this is not you. If I say Cindy Mercer, would you raise your hand? No. You are Cindy M. Mercer. Or so you claim. Did your mother name you M? Is that how it reads on your certificate of live birth? Mrs. M. M. Dinner's ready. May I refer to one Cindy M. Mercer as Mrs. M? Or may I refer to one Lawrence Sanchez as Mr.? I gather you claim falsely advertised to be a judge. Cindy Mercer, you falsely advertised to be a judge. You claim to have authority? Well, your authority was questioned. Did you come back to federal court? Case number 1:20 dash Charlie Victor dash 0013 dash Kilo Golf dash Juliet Hotel Romeo. Did you comply? No. You were disbarred by the New Mexico Bar Association. We delivered a document. We pointed out to them. We gave them 3 days or 72 hours. And under Title 15, Section 1636 and 1639, you had a duty to reply. Did you? No. Therefore, you are disbarred. For the Honorable John J. Roberts in the Supreme Court of Justice, the Supreme Court of the Justice, Supreme Court for the United States, is it acceptable? Question. Is it acceptable? Answer yes or no. If you answer yes, you are committing felony perjury. If you answer no, you are being honest. And you are in agreement that this criminal, Cindy M. Mercer, and all these trespassers listed on the written mandate that we mentioned shall be put behind bars. Now that we have your agreement, we are sentencing all of these criminals to a term of life in prison. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa has suffered damage they knew or they should have known. If they knew, it is clear they're acting in bad faith. In your commercial policy, all risk liability, Malicious prosecution carries a $1 million fine, and we have evidence that they have proceeded in bad faith. Book number 1. Maritime contract. Objection. Filed and received by Philip Romero on July 12, 2019. Was it challenged? No. Nothing on the record shows that this 56-page book was challenged. This 56-page book is available for the Honorable John J. Roberts. Everything is here. It's an analysis, an audit, presentation, never challenged. And I direct you to take your time and read it. What is the purpose of a motion? Purpose of a motion, you know it. If I file a motion, you simply throw it on the back of your trunk, in the back of your car. You say, no, I'm not going to read that motion. When the day comes, I'll say, hey, we're not going to read that motion. Who is we? We is French for yes. So you're saying yes, read? Yes, read the motion? Or yes, not? We are not. We is yes, are is to be, and not. What kind of language do you speak? Do you speak English? Do you speak English? In this document, in this book, for the language of the case, I'm going to direct your attention to this page number where it is clear stated. You just said, yes, you speak English. But if you didn't speak English, in what language are you sending these documents? Now, is it fair for anyone to sit you in a cockpit of an A380, reputable aircraft, not the garbage made by Boeing? Not the garbage made by Boeing. The Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga of the Pedrosa family, for the language of the case. Page 24 of book number 1. And you have it. You just claim you read English. You just claim you spoke English. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, through her special master in common law, for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce, Federal Postal Judge Sui Juris, and one of the people, wrote, "This Superior Court's disability to speak, write, or read Babel, nor any fictitious language with the requirement, and it is terminology pursuant Michael Swan Practical English Usage, from the 3rd edition for students in 5th grade level and 2nd grade reading level in parse, syntax, grammar, with certification of a doctor, grammatician, translator language from Spain to English, from Spain to English, Spanish from Spain, Spanish from Spain to English." What part was not clear? Requirements to Spanish language from Spain to English, and by all means, it's strict, consistent parse, syntax, grammar in both languages. Number one, documentation of facts, finding of facts, and conclusion of law, it is also required. Did you comply? Nothing shows that you did. Item 2, for the Superior Court language requirements, violation is with the fee of $1 for the first violation, $2 for the second, $4 for the third, $8 for the fourth, and so on. All documentation in violation of the language requirements containing forensic evidence of such will be People's Exhibit for the administration of the fees. This means you had to make 64 mistakes in order to be on the neighborhood, roughly, of $13 trillion. But you are an idiot. Cindy M. Mercer, Vincent Serafino. You are an idiot. Philip Romero, you are an idiot. What kind of qualifications you all have to hold the position that you're currently holding? If you were sitting at the cockpit of the airplane that we just mentioned, an A3180, on the language that you just heard at the beginning of this video, could you go? Could you take off? Could you get there successfully? The answer is no. They'll find you in a pile of rubble and smoke. I cannot say short of the runway because I don't think you could ever even taxi to the proper runway. Item 3, all documentation in violation of the language requirements containing forensic evidence of such will be the People's Exhibit for the administration of the fees. You are liable. Plain and simple. For the language of the case. All violations of the language requirements will constitute willful malpractice with intention to harm and will be proceeded on accordingly. It is all required on this 11th day of July 2019 and effective immediately by the Superior Court, by this Superior Court. The court-sealed witness, by the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Once, Special Master in Common Law, Executive Forensic Investigator Team Director appointed by the Honorable and for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga of the Pedrosa family. By an authority, autograph by the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, I certify that a copy of the law of the case of the language requirements for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa family was mailed on this 11th day of July 2019 to the trespasser correspondence listed on attachment 1 for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga of the Pedrosa family. What kind of law do you all practice? What kind of authority you have over the people? The corporate law is self-descripted as corporate. Or when did you or any of you, under what authority, presume or assume that for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa is a corporation? Under what authority? Where is the bylaws? You don't have them. I'm going to present you with a copy of the maritime contract. You all practice maritime law. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, send you this maritime contract. And under Title 15, Section 1636 and 1639, you have 3 days to withdraw or else you will be liable. Remember, you just stated you read English. This is the time you pause the video, take your copy, start scratching your head, and start looking at this document. This document is the maritime contract which you enter, and the date it was filed. The date was filed was on August 13, 2019 at 4:02 p.m. Received by one criminal, Philip Romero, clerk of the court. Notice to all parties listed on attachment 1. Very simple. What part you don't understand? Notice to all parties listed on attachment 1. With the failure to withdraw immediately is with the $50,000 fine per day effective August 22, 2019. How many days is from August 13 to 22? Fast. 7. It's going to be 20 and 22. You got 9 days. 5. Local mailing plus a few more days. And the date of this notice was August 12, 2019. For the Honorable autograph this contract under maritime law. You practice maritime law. You advertise to know maritime law. Case number 1314-Charlie Victor 2019-00392. Was it challenged? Did you withdraw? No. You are on contract. You enter this contract. And if you know how to do your numbers from 8/13/2019 to 8/13/2020, August 13, 2020, it's 365 days. But if this contract was effective on August 22, 2019, to the date of August 22 of 2020, you got 365 days at $50,000 per day fine. It is effective. And we are asking for the Supreme Court of Justice, Supreme Court of the United States, Supreme Court of Justice, for the Honorable John J. Roberts to enforce this contract or be compounded to the same constitutional wrong. For the Honorable John J. Roberts, for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, accepts your oath, binds you to it, reminds you of your fiduciary duty, extends her immunity, sovereign immunity, and under Title 28, Section 636, Subchapter Golf, under delegation of powers or jurisdictional powers, gives you a temporary assignment to enforce the contract, to direct this contract to the Internal Revenue Service for its collection. Forensic evidence on this video. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., plaintiff. What does plain mean? Have you ever heard of plain yogurt? Plain is an adjective. It's coloring. It's injecting prejudice. It's defining. And what is thief? We all know what thief is. Cindy and Mercer, you are a thief. John Lawrence Sanchez, you are a thief. Philip Romero, you are a thief. And for the Honorable John J. Roberts, in the Supreme Court of Justice, Supreme Court of the United States, don't agree that you are honest. Because if he agreed that you are honest, it's self-compounding to the same constitutional wrong. In what language is this document written, Mr. Vincent Serafino Gary Waddell? Where is your certificate of authority? All documents must be certified under oath. Where is your oath? You are a notary public. This document doesn't contain your expiration of your commission date. And if you don't have it, this document is worthless. So it's worthless, and as worthless as you are, because you are a thief. This document doesn't specify the language it's been written on, and therefore is false, bogus, and fraudulent. Now, you practice corporate law, Vincent Serafino. Since when you have the authority to write anyone's name with capital letters? Have you gone to the cemetery? Is your mother still alive? Is your father or your grandfather still alive? You have anybody that died? Go to the cemetery. Visit their tomb. Watch the tombstone and watch the name written in capital letters, because anyone written in capital letters is dead. So you're directing this document from a bogus company onto a dead fictitious entity or legal entity, so you claim, for a breach of contract. Where is the contract? Contract law is contract law. And you know it. That's the worst part. If you don't have a contract, you don't have the law, because the law is made by the contract. Specifically, in the contract, the law is contained on the contract. So if the contract makes the law and you have no contract, how can you practice contract law? Under what law? Because if you don't have the contract and you don't have the law of the contract, then you have no jurisdiction. Now, since when can you appear telephonically for a ghost, which is Wells Fargo Bank, N.A.? And what does N.A. stands for? Abbreviations non-specified are not acceptable. Wells Fargo N.A., plaintiff through its attorney Vincent Serafino, Gary Waddell, Genevieve P.C. Thomas Sellers, and Mark Regner, you are a thief. You are being held responsible for damage for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa as specified on the contract. Each one of you is hereby sentenced to life term in prison, and if you run away, it's your choice. You need to turn yourself in to the nearest U.S. Marshal's office within 72 hours of watching this video. You don't do it? Okay, then you are a fugitive. But if you don't turn yourself in, by choice, you are converting your sentence into the death penalty by electrocution on the electric chair. Complaint for breach of contract. No contract. And money due. Is there any money on the United States? Since 1933, there is no money on the United States. Can you say different? We are operating under bogus garbage. Bogus garbage, it is worth less than toilet paper. It costs the government 35 cents to print a bill for $10. That is fraud. So if I write in this piece of paper that is worth $1 million, and this sheet of paper is not worth 5 cents, I will have trouble introducing this document as a $1 million worth. So yeah, we'll give you the money if you show the contract. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga, in this video, offers $2.5 million in lawful money in exchange for the contract, signed by the real parties at interest. We sent this document to federal court under case 1, column 20, dash, Charlie, Victor, dash, 00113, dash, Kilo Golf, dash, Juliet, Hotel, Romeo. And if you look carefully in the criminal complaint, the Honorable Jerry H. Ritter in the United States District Court for the District of New Mexico, under this case, wrote one thing, that if you don't have the real parties at interest, the process cannot even be attempted. Did you challenge the Honorable Jerry H. Ritter in the United States District Court, in the corporate United States District Court for the corporate District of New Mexico? Did you stand in front of the Honorable Jerry H. Ritter and say, you're wrong? No, you never went. It's forensic evidence. You lost. You were also asked for your real name and identity. You're concealing identity. You are a thief. Who changes their name? Hookers and thieves. So if there is no money and we are operating under public policy, first you have to make sure that you are applying public policy to the public. Do you have any evidence that for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa belongs to the public sector? Or at least legally you could say that belongs to the public sector? No. On the rights reservation under the first document, first book, it was clearly stated, the Superior Court notice to declare to file on demand under Title 28, U.S. Section 1361, be a U.S. certified mail into the attention of Philip Romero, Deputy Clerk. Philip Romero, you feeling lucky today, or you felt lucky that day when you kidnapped a book in regard to the Honorable challenging the authority of these thugs, these thieves? The jurisdiction must be challenged. The jurisdiction must be proven. Cannot be assumed. What do? You kidnap the book. But you see, you probably don't know how to read. And I can tell you, you don't speak English. You don't know how to read. You are an ignorant. You are a moron. In order to proceed, I first require the court to recognize I'm here in special appearance as the beneficial equitable title holder on matters involving of the name trust in this matter. I also require this court take notice my bill of complaint in equity and notice that I appear only in the capacity of one who is at the age of majority. As such, therefore, direct you to fulfill your fiduciary duty to settle accounts as trustee for the bill of complaint in equity. I submit and recognize my rights of subrogation in this matter. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga of the Pedrosa family, hereinafter Federal Postal Judge of the Superior Court, and through her appointed Special Master in Common Law Executive Forensic Investigations Team Director for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga of the Abonce family. This is the appointment. And you have this book, page 3. And it was filed. And you received it on July 12th of 2019. In the interest of the public for the matter of bill of complaint in equity, in regard Adelina Arriaga, real party in interest, jurors personarum, Adelina Arriaga of the Pedrosa family, infant minor claimant. Trespasser correspondent A, U.S. Department of Transportation, et al. U.S. Secretary of Transportation, Elaine L. Chow. Trespasser correspondent B, Wells Fargo, et al. And it has the address. Now, we present it for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa through her special appointed special master in common law, presented this document. Item 1, objection by the postal federal judge. The Honorable Adelina Arriaga of the Pedrosa family, lack of knowledge or understanding or even any fictitious language, disability to read or comprehend, Babel, a confused scene of noise or confusion. What part you didn't understand? So I have the description here of understanding. You took your screenshot, didn't you? Go look at the dictionary, Black's Law Dictionary. Here, I have it. 2, invitation to the magistrate and respondent magistrate for proper translation in a strict agreement for the language requirements herein attached as document number 2. Return of fraudulent corporate notes and rejection subject to requirements of the language of the case, correct sentence structures, communication parts, syntax, grammar, performance. You probably feel like an idiot that you are. Because if you would have understand or read this and sink it in your monkey brain, you would have stopped. No, you didn't. Negligence. Are you capacitated to hold the position? You caused damage. The damage is done, and you're liable, and you're uninsured. And if you're not insured, you are going in for many, many years for insurance fraud. You're operating without insurance. The policy was requested. The claim was filed. It is obvious. It hasn't come back. But one John G. Roberts in the Supreme Court of Justice is witnessing this video. Invitation to the magistrate and respondents, twice, and respondents, magistrate for proper translation in strict agreement of the language requirements herein attached as document number 2. Return of fraudulent corporate notes and rejection subject and requirements of the language of the case, correct sentence, structures, communication parts, syntax, grammar. Hereinafter referred as equal Charlie, Sierra, Charlie, Papa, Sierra, Golf, Papa. In strict consistency for the language of the case, effective. Please acknowledge that violation of the language requirement will result on direct contempt of court, discriminatory of equality act under the law for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga of the Pedrosa family. Subchapter A, Alpha, lowercase. Violation of 18 U.S.C. Section 1001 for fictitious conveyance of language carries penalty of $10,000 and a fine of 10 years in prison. Did you comply? You just acknowledge that. You just make yourself subject to the violation of Title 18 U.S. Code Section 1001. And we wrote it. It's written. Shall is written. Shall. It has to be done. Subchapter Bravo, lowercase. Violation of Title 15 U.S. Code Section 1692E. False and misleading statements carries a penalty of $25 million. Did you stop and say, hey, wait a minute, we're doing something wrong? And 30 years in prison. You said, no, run it over. This is the equivalent of telling you, excuse me, there is a body under the train. And you say, hey, I've been told to press the accelerator. Who told you to press the accelerator? And why did you do it? Under what authority? That's the biggest question. And this is going to continue. You don't read English. You just said you read English. You just said you spoke English. And for the Honorable John G. Roberts is my witness. If you were to say no, well, it would have been a different story. If you say yes, well, you're still wrong. You don't speak English. You don't read English. Or what part of this document was not totally understood by any of you idiots? False and misleading statements carries a $25 million fine and 30 years in prison for every note published under Title 15 U.S.C. Section 78 Foxtrot. The Honorable is in possession of your note, correspondence dated March 28, 2019. So you brought some bogus charges. You violated. You put it in a fictitious language. You put it on the garage door after you were told by the sheriff. The sheriff was told not to do it. You'll be trespassing, and I will fine you with $50 million in lawful money. We took off. He took off, and we have the video. We'll be posting it. The minute we turned the corner, he turned back. And he placed the document with his paws, with his fingerprints on the masking tape, posted in the garage door. Clear evidence of trespassing. Now, willful trespassing by the sheriff department, liable for $50 million in lawful money, which translates to $500 million. No Federal Reserve garbage accepted. Violation of Title 15 U.S. Code Section 1639A. The penalty is to pay 4 times the amount attempted to be frauded, which is cost in the amount of $9,057, which is multiplied 4 times equals $36,229.24 in lawful money. Remember we said we don't accept your toilet paper from your reserve note? The reserve note is not reserve. It's not federal, and it's not a reserve. It's empty. It's empty. It's empty. Where is the gold? Where is the gold to back up this garbage, this toilet paper? Page 3. Trespasser C. Trespasser correspondent C. Vincent Serafino. Gary Woodell. Genevieve PC. Genevieve. Gary Waddell Genevieve. PC. At all. Trespasser correspondence D. Thomas M. Sellers, attorney at law. Where is your authority, sir? Where is your certificate of authority? You're not enrolled in the Supreme Court. You're not enrolled. You're using a bogus name here. You're in violation of 6 CFR 37.3. Get a book. Read it. Show me the law. Trespasser correspondent E. Mark Regner, same story. Where is your authority, sir? Under what authority? How can you practice against the people? You practice corporate law. Do you have evidence to the contrary? No. You were asked for it in federal court. Did you bring it? No. Trespasser correspondent Lawrence Sanchez, judge. Another thief. Lawrence Sanchez, you are a thief. Can you prove different? Can you prove you're honest? Can you prove you're applying the law to the correct avenues in the correct manner? No. Do you practice law for people? Does Congress allow you to punish people? Do you do human trafficking? Yes. So first, you make sure that you are dealing with a corporation. But if this Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa pointed to your eyes and said, look, I'm not a corporation, you still proceeded? You railroad a lady. Would you like for your mother to be railroaded? Or your wife? Or your kids? This is what you do for a living? This is how you feed them? This is how you clothe them? This is how you give them or put some shoes on them? Sad. Very sad. And then you have your men with guns. You send them over with guns over here to post this. This is organized crime. You are all organized here on Valencia County. And you are doing all these foreclosures, I'm seeing. And you are doing all of this, I'm seeing. Trespasser correspondent, Philip Romero, clerk of the court. You fat pig. You are a fat pig. You don't know what you're doing. All you know is how to eat. You eat like a pig. This is how you got that fat. Do you exercise? Fatso? Do you exercise? It doesn't show. Get on a treadmill. Get a book. Sit down. Learn the law. You stated verbally that you don't know anything about the law. Therefore, you're on violation. You're supposed to have a degree on administrative law. You don't have it. And we have you. 13th Judicial District Court, Valencia County. All of you entered this maritime contract. Can you see it? It probably doesn't do you any good because you don't know what you're looking at. You're a goat. And we presented a bill of equity for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa. In this case, the amount $9,057.31 will multiply by 4 times equals $36,229.24 unless proven differently by the findings of the facts and the conclusion of equitable law. You and each of you named and listed in attachment 1 are self-eligible for such fine or penalty. This also results on you immediate self-eligibility to the defendant's list of respondents for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa of the Pedrosa family. Or the Honorable Adelina Arriaga of the Pedrosa family claims. Claim 1, documents fraudulent, notes of felony, perjury by fictitious conveyance of language, by modification of grammar, which activate Title 18 U.S.C. Section 1621, perjury because was never advertised, by violation of Title 18 U.S. Code Section 242, deprivation of rights under coloring of law. Do you know the penalty? Violation of Title 18 U.S.C. Section 78 Foxtrot under the penalty of which not published. Appearance by affidavit, subrogation, file on demand. Cause law, counterclaim for fraud banking against respondents, self-invited defendants listed on attachment 1, and at left of this document, we have them all cited. Your name is there. List of attachment 1. On the left of this document of the self-invited defendants list will follow. Lawful notification to all self-invited defendants listed on attachment 1. In the lawful notification, we specify clearly that you were dealing with one of the people. Right that minute, you should have said, hey, we don't deal with people. Corporate law is not for people. Bring me the legislature. Bring me the note. Bring me the law. Show me the law that Congress allows you, or Congress makes law for the people. You will never find it. You were asked for it. Did you provide it? No. Did you show it? No. Not anywhere in the record. The law of the case. For the law of the case, the bond requirements and list of documentation required to register with the Superior Court, non-compliance will result in self-disqualification to perform under common law jurisdiction. Do you know anything about common law? Do you know anything about administrative law? If you know administrative law, you should know that administrative law is not for people, and that you could be countersued under common law. And many of you don't recognize, and we have another fat pig, the Valencia County manager, saying, hey, I don't recognize common law. Well, thank you very much. You just put yourself behind bars. Pig 1, Daniel. Paul Monete. The law of the case, the language of the case, the bond requirements, and list of documentation requires to register with the Superior Court. Non-compliance will result in self-disqualification to perform under common law jurisdiction. Failure to comply. Number 7, failure to comply with the bond requirements will preclude you and each of you listed on attachment law jurisdiction and will result in summary judgment against all defendants listed on attachment 1. And then you have a thief, Vincent Serafino, telling a thief judge, hey, I'm here for a summary judgment. And the thief judge, Cindy M. Mercer, who is in violation of Title 4, Section 101, 1 Stat 23, Section 1 of page 1, and 6 CFR 37.3, pay attention, Mr. The Honorable John J. Roberts, pay attention. I'm giving you some numbers. Those are good numbers. This is law. You're sitting on the bench. So we say, yeah, we have you. Can you tell us different? Number 8, judicial notice to the lower court and self-invited defendants listed on the attachment 1. We put a judicial notice. Violation of the language requirements by the Honorable Jesús-Arriaga Pedrosa of the Pedrosa family, and we put the bill of complaint in equity. All the pages they follow all the way. One of 16, 13 of 16, 14 of 16. We have certificate of authority is notarized. And then we placed an affidavit of truth. Affidavit of truth. The undersigned affiant hereby certified to be a live natural man, woman, living in the land, man and living and woman, living and being. Life declares to the best of knowledge that is truly the human born as indicated in the birth certificate herein attached for reference with copy of the passport. Do corporations have passports? Do corporations have live birth certificates? Another one you didn't know. I declare under the laws of the United States of America that the foregoing is true and correct. Executed on this 2nd day of July 2019 for the Honorable Jesús-Arriaga of the Pedrosa family, complainant an equitable beneficial title holder. Notarial certification, 2nd of July, 2019. A live woman identified herself as Adelina Arriaga of the Pedrosa family, appeared before me, a notary public of the state of New Mexico, as attested as the true and affidavit with private seal and signature. Did you come back and say, no, you're not one of the people? Did you come back and say, oh, you know, we're not going to take it, we're still going to make it corporate? You're still going to go down? You're still going to go under the train? You're still going to be railroaded? Clear evidence, forensic evidence. Forensic evidence. You don't know what you're doing, or so it seems. But if you knew, or should have known, if you knew it, it makes it willful prosecution, malicious, willful prosecution. If you did not know it, that makes you negligent. You lose both ways. You lose both ways. And then we got item 5, page 104 in the book, page 20. And we're going to read it. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga of the Pedrosa family, federal postal judge, presiding on this Superior Court of Record, in custody of trespassing vessels listed on attachment 1, lower court case number 1314, Charlie Bravo 2019-00392, P.O. Box 2441, Los Lunas, New Mexico, XXXXX99-98. Do you know what that means? Non-domestic with the United States. You were told. The People's Exhibit A2, the lawful notification to all parties listed on attachment 1, page 404 of this lawful notification on this 11th day of July 2019 for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga of the Pedrosa family, hereinafter referred to as the Superior Court, on its own motion for the record and on the record files lawful notification to all parties listed on attachment 1. And we proceed with the lawful notification. The lawful notification reads, reference, your oath requires you to protect my rights, to defend my rights. This letter is lawful notification to you that you are corresponding with one of the people of this United States of America, as one of the people I was endowed with my Creator with certain unalienable rights, of those rights being the rights to defend my rights. It is important that you know and understand that my Creator endowed rights are protected and guaranteed by the Constitution and the amendments specifically to the Bill of Rights. You took an oath affirmation to support and defend the Constitution, encompassing the amendments thereto. The United States Court has ruled that the state cannot diminish the right of the people. And we're going to read the law, Hurtado versus California, 110, that Uniform Sierra, 516, that where rights are secured by the Constitution are involved, there can be no rulemaking or legislation which will abrogate them. Miranda versus Arizona, 384, Uniform Sierra, 436-491, consider this your formal notification that all my rights must remain inviolate at all times. At no time I have ever given you delegation of authority to vote to deprive me of the right to even diminish one of my rights. Not only do I forbid, but the Constitution forbids that it does not specifically grant to vote on any issue that will ultimately diminish one of my rights will be a crime. Cindy M. Mercer, do you read English? Or you thought so? You thought you read English? This is English, 2nd grade. Did you go to school? Did you pass 2nd grade? It's a crime against me. A violation of your oath affirmation to support the Constitution will be considered warring against the Constitution. That's treason. You're warring against the Constitution. And therefore, the Supreme Court of the United States and the Honorable John J. Roberts is sitting here and witnessing of your wrongdoings and your wrongdoings of violation. It's a constitutional wrong. And his oath has been accepted. And we are, for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, hereby compels the Chief Judge for the Supreme Court of the United States to act on a ministerial duty accordingly and place you on jail for the life term. And if you run away or hide or attempt to run away, you don't turn yourself in, you will be commuting your own sentence of life in prison to the electric chair. No state legislator or executive or judicial officer can war against the Constitution. Did they tell you that on law school? Where did you go, UNM? Did they tell you that? I'm pretty sure they did. Or they told you different. No, you can violate the Constitution. There'll be no problem. I'm going to repeat it. No state legislator or executive or judicial officer can war against the Constitution without violating his solemn oath to support it. Copper versus Aaron, 358 U.S. U. Dot, uniform, dot, Sierra, dot, 1, 18, 1958. Where were you in 1958, Philip Romero? Eating hamburgers and fries? I can tell. Observing the many congressmen and women and senators will lead one to conclude they simply don't have the basic understanding on how their oath is their solemn binding commitment to support and protect the people's creator endowed rights. It's telling you right here. You didn't sit down. You didn't read it. You were hooked on Facebook to see how many likes you got on your in your body line, or your full body picture that wouldn't fit the screen. They just do not possess the authority to tamper with the people's creator endowed rights. Do you have the power? No, you didn't. We told you don't have the power, and you still proceeded. Did you take it to Carl W. Raistek and say, hey, what do we do here? Carl W. Raistek, you are a thief. You are the chief counselor on that building. And we're going to get to you because in the impeachment, you're going to see exactly what's coming your way. We're going to hang you on your own words. You wrote it. You wrote it. The oath actually forbids that oath taker public servant from attempting to deprive or diminish the right of the people. At the very least, you should be made aware that violating this is felony perjury. Ring a bell? Felony perjury. Would you agree, Chief Judge John J. Roberts? Would you agree? Or you will disagree? You agree, right? It's felony perjury of insurrection, sedition, and treason against the people. Now, I'm going to stop over here for a minute, and I'm going to go over and dictate the penalties for felony perjury of oath. If you commit perjury, you're done. It carries penalty of 5 years and it's $5,000. 5 years in jail, $5,000. But if you knew or should have known, it carries $15,000 and 15 years in prison. And you are hereby sentencing for violation of oath, violation, felony perjury of oath, 15 years and 15,000 each one of you. Come and prove me different. Come and prove it different. Show me different. You have no chance. You were given this document. I believe it is also important that you know and understand that I do not have constitutional rights. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa doesn't have any constitutional rights. The Constitution doesn't give any rights to the people. The Constitution was written by the people, for the people, and she's clearly specifying in this document she's one of the people. She wrote the Constitution, and that you are not. Let me repeat, you are not to go in a different direction. I'm going to read it again. I believe it is also important for you to know or understand that I do not have constitutional rights. If the state and federal constitution and the respective bill declaration of rights were to vanish from the face of the earth tomorrow, I will still underline have all my protected rights I possess today. So when you reserve your rights are protected. You say, well, yeah, she reserved her rights. Well, no, we don't respect that. Proceed. Run her over. Would you like for your mother to be run over by an elephant? Well, the elephant is in its territory. If your mother gets in front of the elephant, most definitely, the elephant is going to run over. You were advised. You were warned. You were told in writing. That's the beauty part of it. And now you're on front of the United States Supreme Court. What are you going to tell the Honorable John J. Roberts? What are you going to tell him? He's the one. He's the one to answer now. You couldn't answer to the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa. That's why the Honorable and for the Honorable and by the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa is taking this to the Supreme Court of Justice, the International Court, and the Maritime International Contract, who has a seat at The Hague in the front of the United Nations at the Permanent Court of Justice. I can only be dispossessed of my rights if I am deprived of my ability to defend them. That deprivation alone will be actionable under federal statutes known as Bivens Action and Title 18 U.S. Code Section 241 and 242. It is not for any government. It is not for any government or any oath-taker public servant to determine for what it is permissible for me to acquire and possess in order to defend my rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Have anything to say to the contrary? Cindy M. Mercer? Vincent Serafino? Philip Fat Romero? By this letter, notification is given that you will be monitored, that I will be monitoring, maintaining a record, and evaluating any of all communications and actions by all parties specific to this matter pursuant to my creator endowed rights. Hey, at the beginning of the video, you say you spoke English, and this is second grade English. Secure and guaranteed by the federal constitution and amendments specific to the Bill of Rights, any oath-taker, pursuant server operator, any oath-taker, public servant operating the federal government that will vote or otherwise attempt to definish one of my rights, including the right to defend all my rights by the modes, methods, and technology, advanced tools, of the day will be determined to be direct assault upon my infringement, upon an infringement of my constitutional guarantee and secure creator endowed rights. Should any infringement of my guaranteed and secure rights occur on your part or by any other party whom you claim affiliation will scrutinize said infringements and an injury therefrom pursuant to federal statutes as Bivens actions, Untitled 18 U.S. Code Section 241 and 242. They carry $1 million fine. You're going to prison for 10 years. And if this results in bodily injury, you could be for a term of life in prison. You're going to spend your life behind bars. Don't believe it. It's just a matter of time. Because I am quite positive that for the Honorable John J. Roberts agree to this document. Or else he will be compounding himself to the same constitutional wrong. And I don't think in a million years he will be willing to go in with you. Cindy Mercer, Vincent Serafino, Philip Romero. Should there be anything in this notice that you lack understanding or that you need clarification, please respond within 21 days. You have 21 days to read these 2 pages. I don't know if you read them. I don't know if you read them or you read them and you scratch your head and say, what am I reading? Because you're a moron. Cindy Mercer, you are a moron. A moron is a 6-year-old child that comprehends only 6-year-old affairs, things. But in this occasion, I think a moron will be more capable of understanding that if you tell them don't do this, he won't do it. When did you learn your language? From whom? From your mom? Moms usually teach you the no language. Did your mother say yes, do it? No problem. Did the law, did the university that you went on to study law, did they say do it? No problem. No. Bring me something that shows they never told you. The Superior Court is hereby set under the laws of the Republic. Another one. You could not probably make out of that. Does it say administrative law? Did you go to UNM to study the laws of the Republic? Did they cover much on the university under the laws of the Republic? You were given 21 days. The Superior Court is hereby set under the laws of the Republic. Common law. Common law is the law of the people. So if somebody comes in the middle of the night to your daughter's room and rapes her, oh, would you say no problem? That's okay? No. You are rapist. Prove me different. All rights reserved. What part you don't understand of this? All rights reserved. The court witness and the court seal on this 11th day of July 2019. This should be enough for you to stop. Did you? No. Did you continue? Now your insurance is going to love this video. If you have insurance. Forensic evidence of malicious prosecution. By the Honorable and for the Honorable appointed special master in common law and executor by an authority of the Honorable Adelina Arriaga of the Pedrosa family. And then farther down here, the Superior Court invites all defendants and their attorneys at law to write and serve an affidavit to all parties. Did you? Did you challenge? No, you didn't. Could you? No, you couldn't. That's why you didn't. For the attention of John J. Roberts, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court for the United States. Pay close attention. The Superior Court invited all defendants and their attorneys at law to write and serve an affidavit to all parties, which includes the findings of the facts and the conclusion of equity law no later than the 11th day of July 2019. How long ago is this? We started this video, we gave you the date. Do the numbers. Respectfully submitted. The court witnessed the seal of the court on this July 11th, on this 11th day of July 2019, and this is witnessed by the Special Master in Common Law and Executor for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Ponce. And on page 404, we have the attachment. We have Magistrate Court Judge Cindy M. Mercer added to the rogatory date, trespasser, wrongdoer, rapist, correspondent, and counter-defendant, J as Juliet, on the case number Delta dash 1314 dash Charlie Victor dash 2019 dash 00392. And to Carl W. Waystick. We already read the law of the case. And once more, and for the record, to the attention of the Honorable John J. Roberts, witness in this document, the boxes on top, everything that is inside a box shall not be considered. But if you can bring me something different, bring it down. Show me the law. We'll take a look at it. The People's Exhibit 1A, page 1 to 19, forensic evidence of fictitious conveyance of language in violation of Title 18 U.S. Code in Section 1001, in violation of Title 15 U.S. Code Section 1692E, false and misleading statements. You agree, don't you? You agree, don't you? Well, perform. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, accepts your oath. For the Honorable John J. Roberts, Chief Judge at the Supreme Court of Justice for the United States, accepts your oath, binds you to it, reminds you of the fiduciary duty, and extend her sovereign immunity while you carry the order of arresting and sentencing and putting this correspondence, trespassers, rapists, behind bars for life, term of life. And if they don't comply, if they run, electric chair, send them to the electric chair. And I'm going to say this 3 times. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa accepts your oath, binds you to it, reminds you of your fiduciary duty, and extends her sovereign immunity while you carry the orders for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa under Title 28, Section 636, Chapter Golf, lowercase. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa accepts your oath, binds you to it, reminds you of your fiduciary duty, extends her immunity while you carry the temporary assignment of performing on a ministerial duty in the interest of justice and arrest through the U.S. Marshal. This correspondence, trespassers, rapists, cited on this video. And I'm going to say it once more because I have to tell you this 3 times. Now, once I tell you this 3 times, you have to do it. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa accepts your oath, binds you to it, reminds you of your fiduciary duty, extend her sovereign immunity while you carry her orders to arrest and imprison and lock these thieves, these trespassers, for a term of life in prison. To the contrary, you will be compounded into the same constitutional wrong. It's on the record. For the record, on the record, and it's been read on the record. This document you will receive from the 13th Judicial District Court, which we are requesting that they release all documentation to your hands for you to perform on a ministerial duty in the witnessing of a constitutional wrong. To enforce the contract, the People's Exhibit M5 through the Internal Revenue Service within 72 hours of watching this video. Further, for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, wrote a compulsory judicial notice to Cindy M. Mercer. And I'm going to read it for the record. This is going to be document book page 72, 1 of 2, 2 pages. This is how her contract was rejected. And we'll get to it when we'll get to it. Now pay attention, everybody. Pay attention. Compulsory judicial notice to Cindy M. Mercer. Case number Delta dash 1314 dash Charlie Victor dash 2019 dash 00392 regarding the lower court case. Lower court case. Now this is the Superior Court after the lower court for the violations hereby committed. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, a federal postal judge, sui juris, presiding in the Superior Court of Record. California Rule of Evidence 451 states that it is compulsory judicial notice to take notice of the following. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, don't understand. Big letters. In case you didn't put your glasses, Cindy M. Mercer, don't understand. Did you understand the video at the cockpit of the A3180 we were going to put you in? You'll be at a loss. Well, the same way here. She was at a loss. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, total loss, at a total loss, okay? Don't understand. And it is required that you do conduct all your business in a language that it is understood by all parties. Did they tell you different? Whatever university of thieves you went to? For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, don't understand, comprehend, or read Babel. 3. File judicial notice to the lower court, effective immediately, book page 44 to 56, file on demand under Title 28, U.S. Code Section 1361, to Philip Romero, Court Clerk, Valencia County, on July 12, 2019, via U.S. United States Certified Mail Return Receipt request successfully received by Philip Romero by the signature on the green card and the Article 7018-3090-0000-2832-4814. Please refer to the People's Exhibit 727 Delta to confirm Philip Romero's signature. Number 4. On July 12, 2019, a true copy of file booklet was mailed to the trespasser, wrongdoer, rapist correspondence, Judge James Lawrence Sanchez. Number 5. Number 44 to 56 explain clearly on the legal argument. What part you didn't understand? James Lawrence Sanchez. Do you read second grade English? Obviously you don't, because you didn't know anything. You done nothing. Item 5. Page 44 to 56 explain clearly on the legal argument. So you come across a legal argument, you turn the other way, and you still proceed? That's exactly what you did. That's why you're going to jail for the rest of your days, for the rest of your life. And if you think you can hide, well, think again. You can hide. You can run, but you cannot hide. You will be commuting your sentence to the electric chair. Death by the electric chair. Number 6, book page 4 to 19 were also filed to the lower court to take notice of the bill of complaint in equity. You're not used to these documents? Trespasser, wrongdoing, rapist, correspondence, James Lawrence Sanchez, ignorance, incompetence, and neglect has damaged for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa. If you knew, is malicious prosecution. If you didn't know, is negligence. You want more? You want me to be more specific? I don't think I can get any more specific than that. Would you like for your wife to go through this? While you hide behind that black dress, men don't wear dresses. Men don't take money from working women. You are not a man. Or so it seems. Ignorance, incompetence, and neglect has damaged the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa. Did you come back and say, no, I didn't commit any negligence and I'm not ignorant? No, you accepted it. In this business, if you don't object, you accepted it. It's been accepted by you and all the trespassers. 7. The Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa is one of the people. What part you didn't understand that? Do you traffic with people? Do you do human trafficking? Is this what Carl W. Ravestick instructed you? You're all going down. 7. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa is one of the people on New Mexico territory, not subject to corporate law. So, what part you didn't understand? Number 8, book page 19, Affidavit of Truth has not been challenged by anyone listed on attachment 1. Book page 23, was it challenged? No. Did you challenge? No. Did anybody challenge? No. It's not on the record. Number 9. Book page 24 for the language of the case clearly specified the Superior Court of Record language requirements. Please read it and comprehend the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa's disability to understand the fictitious language and to take notice right there. Violation of equal opportunity under the law. You don't honor disabilities? So if I come in there with a disability and I don't understand, you still proceed? Obviously you did. And we have forensic evidence. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa's disability to understand the fictitious language and take notice of the bottom marked fictitious language and take notice of the bottom marked as People's Exhibit 1A, pages 1 through 19. Fraudulent conveyance of language, forensic evidence in violation of Title 18 U.S. Code Section 1001 carries penalty of $5,000 and 5 years in prison. You didn't read it? You felt like you could be above the law? You'll find out. Because John J. Roberts does not agree. Do you? John J. Roberts, do you agree? In the Supreme Court of Justice, you agree that James Lawrence Sanchez 5 years in prison, $5,000 and 5 years in prison. But here's the good one. And violation of Title 15 U.S. Code Section 1692E, false and misleading statements and representations, carries $25 million fine and 30 years in prison. So far you got 35. How old are you? 40? 50? Plus 35? That's pretty much life in prison, isn't it? And you're going to be eating those potatoes that you feed all these people that you detain unlawfully. 30 years in prison. Willful perjury is $15,000 and 15 years in prison. That's willful because you knew or you should have known. Cindy and Mercer. James Lawrence Sanchez. Philip Romero, Vincent Serafino, and all the listed correspondence, trespasser, rapists listed on attachment 1 on this case. And this is for each offense. Wells Fargo is a fictitious entity and cannot be represented by fictitious entities. Thomas M. Sellers, Mark Regner, Vincent Serafino, Gary Waddell, Genevieve PC, fictitious entity is in violation of Federal Rules of Evidence 601 and 602 and violates Article 6, witness need for personal knowledge. Please refer to book page 26. The fictitious document mark is the People 1A on 1A 2 of 19, second paragraph, number 1 reads upon information and belief. So this guy's over here come on since in information and belief. Oh, information and belief, that's here. Say, and you knew it. You're a judge, don't you? Can you allow any hearsay on that little circus courtroom of you behind that dress, that black dress? Obviously you did. Which is clear evidence of hearsay, and is hereby rejected, void, and forever dismissed with prejudice by the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa. All 19 pages contain several counts of willful felony, perjury, by Thomas M. Sellers, attorney at law, Mark Regner, attorney at law, Vincent Serafino, Gary Waddell, Genevieve PC, Papa Charlie. Number 10, the Superior Court of Record finds Thomas M. Sellers, attorney at law, Mark A. Regner, and law, guilty of felony perjury violation of Title 15, Section U.S. Code Section 1692E, violation of Title 18, U.S. Code Section 1001, fictitious conveyance of language, and all of the resulting. The special, number 11, the special appearance, though, by the way, did you object it? It's accepted. You agree? Yeah, I'm in violation. So what? Yeah. Okay. For the acknowledgement of John J. Roberts, Chief Justice, Supreme Court for the United States. Please take notice of this document. Number 11. The special appearance objection book 3 and 4 filed on July 12 clearly indicate all violations, and you, Cindy M. Mercer, don't invite yourself to the list of trespassers. Well, you already did. Wrongdoers, rapers, correspondents, and be aware that the Superior Court of Record and the Honorable Adelina Arriaga reserve the right to proceed accordingly against all self-invited trespassers, wrongdoers, correspondents, rapists. 12. Cindy M. Mercer, the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, Federal Postal Judge, presiding in the Superior Court of Record, hereby provides you, Cindy Mercer, with the law of the case marked as the People's Exhibit G, pages 1 through 6. And it's been signed and sealed and delivered. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Did you object, Cindy? And it's been witnessed for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga, appointed Special Master in Common Law, Executor, Forensic Level Investigation Team's Director, while the people and Judicial Officer of the Superior Court of Record witnessed the seal of the court on this 10th day of July of this 10th day of, we put 27 here, but it's got to be of 2019. 10/27/2019. 10/27/2019. So this makes it October 27, 2019. at the time of 6 o'clock and 16 minutes on the PM for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, reserved her rights under the Universal Commercial Code or the Uniform Commercial Code 1-308, 1-103.6, and 1-109. On this, I would like to make a note. If you practice, if you all operate under the if you are operating under the Uniform Commercial Code, how is it that you can proceed and uphold one part of the Uniform Commercial Code and deny the other one? Do you see it now? Is this what they taught you on university? If anybody reserves the rights, you still proceed? Bring me the book. You were given the opportunity. Obviously, you couldn't challenge this. You knew you were fried. Did you stop? No. Who gave you instructions to continue? Now, for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Ponce, certified that for the copy mailed to the listed trespasser, wrongdoers, rapers, correspondent's name is listed on attachment 1 is the confirmation of mailing pages, and we have these pages here that they were filed of this compulsory notice to Cindy M. Mercer via United States certified mail with return receipt request, and to Philip Romero, clerk of the court, to file on demand under Title 28 U.S. Code Section 1361. Appointed Special Master and Common Law Executor and Judicial Officer of the Superior Court of Record for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Ponce by an authority of the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, Federal Postal Judge, sui juris. Signed, sealed, and delivered. And then we rejected this. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa rejected this document under the grounds non-compliant with the language requirements of the Superior Court of Record, violation of Title 18 U.S. Code 1001, denied October 27, 2019. Denied. False and misleading representations in violation of Title 15 U.S. Code Section 1692E. Is it signed by the trespasser? Do you see a signature? Do you see a witness? Do you see, is this a sworn statement? This is not even a sworn statement. Any sworn statement that is not filed under oath is not valid. Attorney at law, you are a sad story. Attorney at law, you're a thief. Attorney at law, you have no idea what you're doing, but you carry insurance, and we are coming after your insurance for the claim for damages on the amount stipulated. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga, and for the Honorable John J. Roberts, Chief Justice, you've just witnessed 2 documents. One should be enough. You just witnessed 2 documents. If you honor 1, they're going to jail. If you honor 2, they're still going to jail. If you don't honor either one, then you, John J. Roberts, Juliet, Oscar, Hotel, November, space, Golf, Capital, space, Capital, Roger, Oscar, Bravo, Echo, Romeo, Tango, Sierra. And please pay attention on this bottom part. If you can see in my finger, all rights reserved under the Uniform Commercial Code 1-308, (1-103.6) and 1-109. We have a lot more ground to cover. We have a lot more documents to be read. We're gonna read this this one document on the record and for the record. If you wanna excuse for 1 second. We shall find this document here shortly. This is a real-time video. As you must know, forensic evidence. Bingo! Objection. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, by and through her appointed Special Master in Common Law, filed an objection on February 18, approximately at 10 a.m. And this objection is a notice of mandatory judicial notice. It's a writ of quo warranto with proof of claim and a allodial fee schedule, private. Notice to the principal is notice to the agent. Notice to the agent is notice to the principal. This is not a public communication, and it is on case number Delta dash 1314 dash Charlie Victor dash 2019 00392. Silence is acquiescence, agreement, and dishonor. This is a self-executing contract. On this February 18 of the year Lord 2020, we file an administrative remedy claim in the United States in the corporate United States District Court for the Corporate District of New Mexico. Claim number 1:20 dash Charlie Victor 00113 dash Juliet Hotel Romeo from the Executive Office occupant for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, personal representative executrix for the all capital name fiction federal postal judge sui juris and one of the people, P.O. Box 2441, Los Lunas, New Mexico, XXXXX99-98, non-domestic with the United States. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa wrote Cindy M. Mercer, 1835, New Mexico, 314, Los Lunas, New Mexico, 87031, P.O. Box 1089. No portion of this presentment is intended to harass, offend, conspire, intimidate, blackmail, coerce, or cause anxiety, alarm, or distress. Any information contrary to the verified statement will comprise a confession or fraud upon the agency or court where such representation is made. This writ will serve as evidence and testimony for and on the record. I'm going to repeat it, for and on the record of the administrative proceeding. The claimant's sole intention is to honorably satisfy all verified claims. We don't have a verified claim. See, it is verified claims to the complete satisfaction of all parties, close all accounts, and make all parties whole. Claimant is a peaceful, neutral, non-combatant, autochthon American Mer with respect to the corporate United States. Notice to the judge, the judge is not trier of fact or assistant prosecutor. The February 11, 2020 invalid ruling is hereby rejected by the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, who reserves her rights under Uniform or the Uniform Commercial Code 3-402. Repeating. Uniform Commercial Code 3-402. Uniform Commercial Code 1-308, 103.6 and 1-109. One as Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, en full life en propria persona, sui juris and legs does affirm and say that one is of the age of majority and competent to state the facts to make the claims herein this affidavit will serve as evidence and testimony for the record and on the record to be read into the record and will be labeled Exhibit A, Alpha. One affirms under the penalties of perjury that this document is true, correct, and complete to the best of one's first-hand knowledge. not third parties allowed. Vincent Serafino, you are not allowed to testify. You don't have first-hand information. Bringing a claim in the name of a bogus entity or a false entity is contempt of court, and you are guilty of contempt of court. You are guilty of bringing a claim in the name of a fictitious entity by stealing the identity for one Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, false advertisement of a corporate name without the bylaws of corporation. Show me the bylaws. Show me the law. Under what authority? You don't have an oath that satisfies the Article 6 of the Constitution. You are in violation of Title 4, Section 101. And you are also in violation of 1 Stat 23, page 1, Section 1. Take a book and read it. It's also, this document was filed under notary witness, and for your convenience, this is when you pause the video, you take your screenshot. I'm gonna go up one more, pause the video, take your screenshot, notary witness knowledge, State of New Mexico, County of Valencia, notary. It has the signature of the notary. A commission expires on December 17 of 20. It's not clear, but it is there. You can read it. Possibly, commission expires 12/17. And it is there. I don't want to bring any false statements. You can read it. Now, witness executor Adelina, for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, occupant of the executive office and personal representative executrix for Adelina Arriaga in capital letters. Greetings, Cindy M. Mercer. I will accept your offer to attend your proceedings by way of a special appearance. There is a few things, though, that need to be cleared up. Said hearing request reschedule hearing set for February 18, 2020 at 11:45 a.m. Right of privacy. The right of privacy. The protective right of privacy does not allow for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa to publicize private information regarding the Honorable's health condition once Cindy Mercer is hereby compelled to present an affidavit to the contrary or accept willful misconduct no later than February 22nd of the year Lord 2020, must include all findings of facts and conclusion of equitable law, and rebut the documentation filed on February 3rd, 2020, mandatory judicial notice, and challenge such as jurisdiction. Remember we said the jurisdiction cannot be assumed? Did you stop? Did you provide the correct jurisdiction? Did you make it clear? This is my jurisdiction? No. Nothing on the record. Nothing on the record shows that you comply. So once the jurisdiction has been challenged, everything must stop. Did you stop? No. Are you liable? Yes. Your insurance will agree. And for the Honorable John J. Roberts, Chief Justice for the Supreme Court of the United States, cannot say different. But if you do, you must have grounds to do so. or else you will be compounding to the same constitutional wrong. Mandatory judicial notice and challenge such as jurisdiction, among other things. So, in order to be clear in this matter, I have a few questions. These are termed proof of claim. We want you to prove your claim. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa wanted you to prove such claim. Number one, take your screenshot, people. This is nothing to be lightly taken. Take your screenshot. Or rewind the video. Whatever. Pause the video. Number one, proof of claim that this is an Article 3 court with an Article 3 judge presiding. Is this an Article 3 court with an Article 3 judge presiding? Never send anything. So the answer is no. Proof of claim that this is a court of competent jurisdiction, one that can hear law or rational. None. Nada. Zero. Zap. You can multiply 0 a million times or Googleplex, you still have 0. Nothing means nothing. No means no. Nothing. So you got 2 and both of them are flunked already. Number 3. Proof of claim that you have a verified complaint sworn or affirmed under penalty of perjury by one of the people. Did you? No. Did you provide it? No. Can you proceed with that one? No. 3. You flunked. Number 4. Proof of claim that I will have a trial by jury and not jury by trial. 2 different things. If you are up here, because I am positive that the Honorable John J. Roberts, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States, it is up here, comprehends. And this is not for you to challenge. John J. Roberts, you cannot challenge. 4, you flunked. 5, proof of claim that I will be able to confront my accuser and not a third party. Did you? Could you? No. 5, did you flunk? And you're going to flunk 6 as well. Proof of claim that there is an injured party on this matter and that it is that a crime has been committed. Was a crime being committed? Did you prove it? Did you bring an injured party? Shame on you. We only needed one of these claims, by the way, for you to flunk. But for the forensic evidence, you have flunked. We are on number 6, and you flunk all 6 of them. Let's see if you can pass number 7. Proof of claim that one's unalienable liberties will protect under substantive due process by the Constitution of 1787. Did you? Could you? Did you challenge? Vincent Serafino, did you challenge? You are doomed. Doomed. Done. Over with. Now we have in the next paragraph the matters to be judicially noticed. We pointed these items for you, Cindy Mercer, to knowledge, to take notice of it. The following documents will need in order to go forward in this matter. These documents are A, the court public hazard bonds. In this case, did Vincent Serafino place a replevin bond? In commercial, those who bring the controversy will have to bring the remedy. Did he or did he not? Do you have it? We requested it. You didn't provide it, right? Where is it? You're in violation of your own rules. Okay, let's move forward. B, the oath, office, loyalty, oath, and surety bond information of all participating in this procedure. Were they bonded? Did they have an oath? Did they have a loyalty oath and a surety bond? We requested that information, Cindy Mercer, Cindy M. Mercer, Vincent Serafino, clown, rodeo clown, his car, scam bag. We requested it. Did you provide it? No. How did you feel? C, delegation of authority of the court. Does this court has any authority that is delegated over the people? What kind of third world dictatorship is you live under? Answer the question. Do you have delegation of authority of the court, Cindy Mercer? Yes or no? The answer is no. And if you had it, why didn't you send it? You didn't have it. Let's see if you pass the next one. D as in Delta. A verified complaint from my accuser along with the sworn affidavit. Do we have the verified complaint? Did we have the verified complaint? We show you that on the beginning of this video. I'm pretty sure you have memory. But if you didn't look for it, you don't have it, you would have shown it, you would have brought it. Do you have a verifying complaint from my accuser along with the sworn statement? No. Echo, all tax bonds receipts 1095 Oscar India Delta or 1099 Alpha, 1099 Charlie, and Whiskey -9. Did you provide it? No. What gives you the authority then? W9 tax documents 26 pursuant 26 Title 26 of the U.S. Code Section 2032 Alpha Echo lowercase and number 11. Did you provide it? No. For the authorization from the Internal Revenue Service to go forward with this case, pursuant Title 26, U.S. Code Section 2032 Alpha Echo lowercase 11. Did you provide it? Not on the record. Okay, for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa provided you with an audio fee schedule on the willful torts committed. Take your screenshot. Willful torts. Okay. unlawful torts committed by a public servant, Table 3. It says here in item 2. Description, failure to honor oath of office is going to be $20,000. So you fail to honor each one of you. Isn't that fun? To be caught on video in front of the United States Court for the Supreme Court of Justice for the United States. Failure to honor oath of office, $20,000. I'm quite positive that one John J. Roberts will agree. Did you provide it? No. Item 3, failure to honor constitutional and loyalty oath. Did you? No. Hey, you know, you're doomed on this one here, but let's say that you got a lot of money. You don't mind spending $20,000 here, $20,000. Now for you, Cindy M. Mercer, and for you, James Lawrence Sanchez. This is for you specifically, with emphasis added. Number 4, acting as a judge who can hear law. One who can hear law. You were acting. You were sitting on the bench. No question about that. You were acting as a judge, one who could hear law, but you are not a judge. You are in violation of 6 CFR 37.3. You are in violation of Title 4, Section 101. Title 4, U.S. Code Section 101. Write it down. Read it. And 1 Stat 23, page 1, Section 1. And the penalty on that one is $100,000. So far we got $140,000 coming our way from each one of you. Cindy M. Mercer, proved different. James Lawrence Sanchez, proved different. Seizing and detaining private property, Table 4. You were told from day one, for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa is private property, but you still continue to seize private property. You know what that is? What happens if I come onto your house and I take, let's say, your lawn mower? I'm seizing private property. But what if you come out and told me, don't take it, because if you take it, then I will reserve my right to proceed accordingly. You were told. Can you tell me different? This is in writing. This is a written process. And this is your downfall. Can you prove different? Seizing and detaining private property, Table 4. In the item 3, court special appearances. Okay, $10,000 per expected appearance. We told you not to schedule any meetings unless you provided with all these documents, or if you did want to proceed, we will come down. Only this time you had to pay $10,000 for an expected appearance, per expected appearance. And Cindy M. Mercer, I was there, had the honor to go and sit over there on that bench and see you. You look like you got something here holding in your cheek when you saw me. You look like that. And you were writing down. You wouldn't look me in the eye. And I said, is this the courtroom for Cindy and Mercer? Everybody else says yes. Sheriff, court clerk, and you were there also. I said, is this the meeting for such and such time? Everybody said yes. Okay. I sat on the bench. While I looked at my watch, the meeting was for the specific time. Your attorney never showed up, at which time I stood up and I said, Your Honor, please take judicial notice that the time now is, I believe it was 4 minutes past. And the opposite counsel, the opposing counsel, is not here. At which time the sheriff comes over, hey, you're on our time. Sir, you're on our time. You have to wait. No, I didn't. By what authority? Now remember, I'm already making $10,000 just because I sat in that chair, on that bench. But here's the interesting part. The guy never showed up, and I left. And I made 3 remarks. Please take judicial notice that the time now is such and such. And I'm going to read that document because I have it here. It's on the record. Because I documented everything. And on that date, I documented in the Affidavit of Truth and the Truth and Writ of Declaration that it was filed on February 20th of the year, Lord, 2020. So, and then I specify in this document that for every 10 minutes in my attendance, I will bill you an amount of $2,500 for every 10 minutes. You can do the math. We will be doing the math. And we will be putting this into context for your insurance to honor and to pay for it. Because this is not a joke. This is not even funny. Number 3A, for every 10 minutes in attendance, $22,500. Personal appearance bond must be present at the administrative proceeding. Did you have it? Did you have it? Did you show it? But you still schedule. So you agree to all these charges. Now, for the Honorable Jesús-Arriaga Pedrosa, this is the formal request and command for all to produce for the record the physical documentation of your delegation of authority as proof of jurisdiction as required by law pursuant to Article 3, Section 1 of the United States Republic Constitution. This administrative notice on demand is not intended to hinder, delay, obstruct, intimidate, harass, or in any way threaten anyone, but is simply means of invoking recipient's duty to act pursuant to the below quoted instructions, i.e., law, cases, and statutes, which apply to the recipient and to the recipient in recipient's official capacity for lawful disclosure of vital and needed information Shall recipient not timely and fully comply with the deemed by tacit procuration due implied consent to a challenge pursuant to a petition for a writ of quo warranto, and the number is 63 Alpha Mary Juliet Uniform Romeo second 5,441 to your authority in a court of correct jurisdiction. Did you have the correct jurisdiction? Is that court of yours for people? Do you bring people regularly? Do you take temperature of the people before they come in the building? Say you've been exposed. Corporations don't have temperature. Agents do. And if everyone coming through your door must be an agent, they're not liable. Can you prove defendant? And the information needed was 1. Oath of office pursuant Title 5 U.S. Code Section 3331. Number 2, we needed an officer affidavit pursuant Title 5 U.S. Code Section number 3332 and or an employee affidavit pursuant Title 5 U.S. Code Section 3333. 4. We needed a surety bond pursuant Title 5 U.S. Code Section 2109. And number 5, the registration title pursuant Title 22. The registration pursuant Title 22 U.S. Code Section 611 and 612. Res judicata, o como diría el gabacho, res judicata. I'm going to read this piece of law. You're sitting on the bench. John J. Roberts, you are sitting on the bench witnessing this proceeding by the Superior Court of Record for the Honorable Jesús-Arriaga. And at this point, I may have to direct your attention to this piece of law that I'm about to read. Pay attention, please. On Higgins versus Levine, 415 of the United States, 533, there is no discretion to ignore lack of jurisdiction. Joyce B, as in Victor, lowercase, US 4742 Delta 215. The law provides that once a state and federal jurisdiction has been challenged, it must be proven. Martin versus Thibault, 100 dot Sierra dot Charlie Tango lowercase dot 2501 1980. Jurisdiction can be challenged at any time, and jurisdiction once challenged cannot be assumed and must be decided. Basso versus Utah Power and Light Company, 495 Foxtrot, number 2, Delta lowercase 906, 910. Public hazard bonding of corporate agents. All officials are required by federal, state, and municipal law to provide the name, address, and telephone number of the public hazard and malpractice bonding company and the policy number of the bond, and require a copy of the policy describing the bonding coverage of their specific job they are performing. Failure to provide this information constitutes corporate and limited liability. Insurance fraud under Title 15 U.S. Code Section and it is prima facie evidence of grounds to impose a lien upon the official's personal property to secure the public oath and service of office under Title 18, U.S. Code Section 912. Are we clear on that, Chief Judge? I'll take it as a yes. I don't hear your objection, because you cannot object to any law that it is decision by the Supreme Court when you are sitting on the bench and it was decided on the very court that you are sitting. So please take notice for the record and on the record. For the Honorable John J. Roberts, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court for the United States, has agreed on the record that this is law, that it is a standing law, and it cannot be overturned. And at this point, for the Honorable Jesús-Arriaga Pedrosa, reminds you of a fiduciary duty, compels of your ministerial duty to act upon violation of this standing decision of this Supreme Court for the United States. And I'm continue reading. Whoever having taken an oath before a competent tribunal, officer, or person, in any case in which a law of the United States authorizes an oath to be administered willfully and contrary to such oath, or subscribes any material matter which he does not believe to be truth, is guilty of perjury and shall be fined no more than $2,000 and in prison for no more than 5 years. So another 5 years, oh, well, you already have enough, but another 5 years. For the Honorable Jesús-Arriaga Pedrosa, request respectfully for the performance according to your oath and contract to enforce the this paragraph, okay, under Title 18 U.S. Code Section 1621. Are we clear on that? For the Honorable John J. Roberts, Chief Justice, are we clear on that? I take it as a yes, because you could not and will not do any different. And I'm going to read it again for the record. Okay, in case we need to read it 3 times, I will read it 3 times. I have time. Whoever having taken an oath before a competent tribunal, officer, or person, in any case in which a law of the United States authorizes an oath to be administered, willfully and contrary to such oath, states and subscribes any material matter which he does not believe to be truth, is guilty of perjury and shall be fined no more than $2,000 or in prison no more than 5 years, or both, pursuant Title 18 U.S. Code Section 1621. Are we clear on that? I'll take it as a yes. For the Honorable John J. Roberts cannot and will not, on the record, on video, on YouTube, on front of the world, disagree. Now I'm going to read it for the 3rd time, okay? Just to make sure that I told you 3 times. Whoever having taken an oath before a competent tribunal, officer, or person in any case in which a law of the United States authorizes an oath to be administered, willfully and contrary to such oath, states and subscribes any material matter which he does not believe to be true, is guilty of perjury and shall be fined no more than $2,000 or in prison no more than 5 years or both, pursuant Title 18 U.S. Code Section 161. Are we clear on that, Judge, Chief Judge? For the Honorable John J. Roberts, cannot disagree to overturn law that has been decided in this Supreme Court of Justice for the United States. But if you did, it will be forensic evidence of non-performance. You will be charged with violation of Title 18, Section 641. Are you lucky? Are you feeling lucky today for that violation? I don't think so. You don't want to go to jail for these clowns, do you? Do you? 3 times. Do you? Perform. Enforce the contract. Show the world. Immediately. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, in this video, compel the judge, the chief judge, to perform under the contract and enforce law that has been decided or on the Supreme Court of Justice for the United States. Now, pursuant Title 18 U.S. Code Section 1651, piracy under the law of nations, under USC, under Title 18 U.S. Code Section C1651, piracy under the law of nations, whoever on the high seas commit the crime of piracy. Are we clear on that? As defined by the family of nations, is afterward brought into or found in the United States, shall be imprisoned for life. Are we clear on that? I'm going to read it 3 times. And once I tell you 3 times, it's done. Pursuant Title 18 U.S. Code Section 1651, piracy under the law of nations, whoever on the high seas commits the crime of piracy as defined by the family of nations and it is afterward brought onto and found in the United States shall be imprisoned for life. Are we clear on that? For the Honorable John J. Roberts, I'm going to read it once more. Pursuant 18 U.S. Code Section 1651, piracy under the law of nations, whoever on the high seas commits the crime of piracy as defined by the family of nations, and it is afterward brought into and found in the United States, shall be imprisoned for life. Are we clear on that, Judge? Well, it's been read on the record 3 times. Let the record show that it is forensic evidence, that it is being read on the record for 3 times, and now your solemn oath compels nothing less from John G. Roberts to act upon a ministerial duty in the witnessing of constitutional wrong. Now, I'm going to pause this for a minute. I'm going to give you take a look of this document on the bottom part. Take take your screenshot. And please notice the preservation of rights right on this section where my finger is pointing. That all rights are reserved under the Universal Commercial Code section 1-308, comma 1-103.6, comma, and 1-109. And I'm going to read it again for you 3 times on the record. For the Honorable John J. Roberts, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States, please acknowledge that for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa has reserved all rights and liberties reserved under the Uniform Commercial Code 1-308, comma, 103.6, comma, and 1-09. And this is also reserving her rights under the Universal Commercial Code 3-402. And for the 3rd time, Judge, let the record show that for the 3rd time, for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa has reserved all rights under the Uniform Commercial Code 1-308, comma, 1-103.6, comma, and 1-109. Please acknowledge. Now that we have your acknowledgement, proceed in a ministerial duty and enforce the contract. Okay. Now we're going to go over here where one Cindy M. Mercer wrote after that document, that this was being denied, or denying request to vacate hearing. Well, the People's Exhibit FUC, 3 pages, 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and 3 of 3. Rejected invalid contempt ruling. Is that your signature, Cindy M. Mercer, District Court Judge? Show me your oath that satisfy the 6th article, or the article number 6 of the Constitution. Show me your oath that satisfies Title 4 U.S. Code Section 101, and show me your oath that satisfies 1 Stat 23, Section 1 of Page 1. How are you feeling for another document? Read a mandate. You know, since we are here having so much fun with this, we're going to go and read the mandate that it was written. Okay. Filed on March 12th of the year Lord 2020 on the PM, 1 minute past 12 noon. Received by the county clerk, by the district court clerk, Philip Romero. Case number Delta dash 1314 Charlie Victor dash 2019 dash 00392. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa is one of the people. I'll do it 3 times. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa is one of the people. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa is one of the people. It is understood. Please acknowledge. Non-domestic with the United States. And a writ of mandate was filed on the date here mentioned. As a case of misnomer, an aggrieved defendant, a writ of mandate 1A, plaintiff having received aggrieved defendant's mandatory judicial notice and challenge of jurisdiction on February 10 of the year 2020 at 11:46 a.m. with notice to cure on February 24, 2020. 1B, plaintiff having received aggrieved defendant's judgments of default on December 10, 2019. 1C, plaintiff having received aggrieved defendant an affidavit of truth writ of declaration filed on February 20, 2020 at 1:12 p.m. Plaintiff having received aggrieved defendant's notice of default for failure to appear on hearing set for February 18, 2020, 11:45 a.m. and failure to rebut mandatory judicial notice on challenge of jurisdiction filed on February 3rd, 2020 at 3:26 p.m. 1 Echo, plaintiff is attorneys and 13 Judicial District Court, Valencia County, having received the aggrieved defendant's judgment of default and order of default judgment filed with the county clerk on December 26, 2019 at 11:55 with 46 seconds a.m. and also filed in the 13th Judicial District Court on December 27, 2019 at 10:40 a.m. Aggrieved defendants writ of mandate is filed on this 12th day of March of 2020 and filed in the record and having filed to plead with the time now expired to do so. 2. The clerk of the court and Cindy M. Mercer District Court Judge are here respectfully requested to enter default judgment on the amount of $9,850,000, and it says here in letters $9,850,000, which is $50,000 per day from August 22, 2019 until March 5, 2020, pursuant the performance contract of the People's Exhibit M5. And we show you that contract that it was entered by these trespassers. We already did. Rewind the video if you like. Find it. Take your screenshot. The clerk of the court and Cindy Mercer District Court Judge are hereby respectfully requested to enter a default judgment on the amount of $9,850,000. And it says with letters $9,850,000 which is $50,000 per day from August 22nd, 2019 until March 5th of 2020. Now, let's keep in mind that this keeps compounding at $50,000 per day. So March is gone. This is December. So this is no longer 9,500,000. This is probably double. And if we wanted to request, we were requesting this unlawful money. We don't take no garbage Federal Reserve note. For the Honorable Jesús-Arriaga Pedrosa cannot be paid for a crime with bogus, worthless garbage such as a Federal Reserve note. For the record. Pursuant the performance contract of People's Exhibit M5 received and filed by Philip Romero on August 13, 2019 via United States Postal Service certified mail article number 7701830900000 2589-0381 against all trespasser correspondence. And this is for each offender. Trespasser correspondent 1, Cindy M. Mercer, District Court Judge. Trespasser correspondent number 2, Department of Transportation. Trespasser correspondent CEO, Charles W. Sharp for Wells Fargo. Trespasser correspondent Vincent Serafino, Gary Waddell, Jenny Dean, PC, Juan Thomas M. Sellers, attorney at law, and Mark Redner, attorney at law. Trespasser correspondence number 5, James Lawrence Sanchez. Trespasser correspondent number 6, correspondent 1, Carl W. Ravestick. Trespasser correspondent, Valencia County, New Mexico Sheriff's Office. Trespasser correspondent 1, Philip Romero, Clerk of the Court, New Mexico 13 Judicial District Court. And we sent a copy of this to the Honorable Jerry H. Ritter in the Corporate United States District Court for the Corporate District of Corporate New Mexico. Trespasser correspondent 1, Cindy M. Mercer. Trespasser correspondent 2, New Mexico Department of Transportation. Trespasser number 3, 1, Charles W. Sharp. I'm going to do this with the phonetic alphabet. Charlie, Hotel, Alpha, Romeo, Lima, Echo, Sierra, space, whiskey, dot, Sierra, Charlie, Hotel, Alpha, Romeo, Foxtrot, for Wells Fargo Bank. Trespasser correspondent, Vincent Serafino, Gary Waddell, Genevieve, PC, Juan Thomas, Sellers, attorney at law, Mark Reckner, attorney at law. Trespasser correspondent, 1 James Lawrence Sanchez, judge at the New Mexico 13 Judicial Court. Trespasser correspondent, 1 Carl W. Ravestick, general counsel for the 13 Judicial District Court in the Valencia County, New Mexico. Trespasser correspondent, Valencia County, New Mexico Sheriff's Department. Trespasser correspondent 1 Philip Romero, Clerk of the Court, New Mexico 13 Judicial Court, with copy to the Honorable Jerry H. Ritter, Chief Justice of the United States for the Corporate United States District Court for the Corporate District of New Mexico. Plaintiff Wells Fargo, N.A., and each of its attorneys, Vincent Serafino, Gary Waddell, Genevieve PC Thomas and Thomas M. Sellers and Mark Regner, and each of all correspondents listed on attachment 1 on the back of page number 1 and in favor of the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, and prepare a certificate with seal of the court declaring that the plaintiff has failed to join the correct party in this suit, and therefore the case number Delta-1314- Victor 2019-00392 is discharged with prejudice for failure to state a claim and lack of jurisdiction, and sent to parties' interest within 3 days or no later than 22nd day of March of 2020. Said clerk, having neglected or refused to enter the default and prepare and send the certificate. Now, therefore, the aggrieved defendant demands that the writ of mandate issue forth to mandate the ministerial duty of one Honorable Jerry H. Ritter, Chief Justice of the United States District Court, on the clerk of the United States District Court to enter the default immediately, in strict agreements of the performance contract herein attached for reference, with specification of accrual interest and paid of accrual continuance until paid in full. Please refer to the People's Exhibit M5, the actual performance contract. A corresponding trespassers haven't agreed when they were given the opportunity to withdraw or be liable for $50,000 per day as specified here in paragraph 2 of this writ, also awarding the aggrieved defendant all administrative remedy pursuant to trespassers' breach of each title of the Honorable Adelina Arriaga or the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, awarding all monetary amounts for indemnization for personal injuries and advertisement under the trespassers' corresponding insurance coverage under strict liability. Number 4. Said clerk, having neglected or refused to enter a default and prepare and send the certificate, now therefore the aggrieved defendants demands that the writ of mandate issue for to mandate the ministerial duty of the Honorable Jerry H. Ritter and the clerk of the United States District Court to enter the default immediately against the correspondence trespassers listed on attachment 1 for the following violations. 1. Letter A, alpha, lowercase, unlawful fraudulent filing documents by Philip Romero, clerk of the inferior court, presented by the plaintiff, and all correspondence trespasser on attachment 1. The process is written in bastardized grammar with the intention to deceive and extort, as no specifications of the language were provided, and there is no service return on the file in regard to the fictitious entities referred to as defendants. Want of jurisdiction: geographical, personal jurisdiction, subject matter, no subject matter at all. Violation of Title 18, U.S. Code Section 242, deprivation of rights under color of law, Item 1. Item 2, violation of Title 18, U.S. Code Section 241, conspiracy against rights. Number 3, violation of Title 15, U.S. Code Section 16092, false and misleading representations. 1692E of Title 15 U.S. Code Section 1692E, false and misleading representations. Violation of Title 18 U.S. Code Section 101, fraudulent conveyance of language, which is resulted in discrimination of the disability of the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, disability to read, comprehend Babel, a confused noise made by a number of voices. The Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa is denied equal protection due process In the 5 is violation of Title 18, Section 1342, fictitious name. Item 6, willful discrimination. Item 7, violation of Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 12B. 1, lack of jurisdiction on the subject matter. Now, number 8, violation of Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 11B, frivolous filings. 9, violation of Title 42 U.S. Code Section 1986, neglect. 10, violation of Title 42, 1985, 2, obstruction of justice. 11, violation of Title 42, 1985, 3, deprivation of rights. Violation, item 12, violation of AUSC 14, equal protection due process. 13, violation of Title 18, CH 791621, perjury of oath. 14, violation of Title 18 U.S. Code Section, constructive treason. Item 15, violation of Title 18 U.S. Code Section 241, conspiracy against rights under color of law. And item 16, violation of Title 42, 1983, Note 349, conspiracy. Item 17, violation of Title 42, 1983, CH 21, personal injury. 18, item 18, violation of Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 12B5, insufficient service. Violation, item 19, violation of Title 28, CH 85, 1359, collusion. Violation of AUSC on item 20, USC 5, due process. Item 21, violation of Rule 601, Federal Rules of Evidence. And number 2, violation of Rule 602, Federal Rules of Evidence. Number 23, violation of Title 28 USC, Section 1361. Item 24, violation of Title 18 U.S. Code Section 401, power of court. And item 25, all of the resulting. Conclusion. For the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, mandatory judicial notice. For the Honorable Cindy M. Mercer. For the Honorable Cindy M. Mercer, because of your superior's knowledge of the law and you witnessing of a constitutional wrong through fraudulent excess of jurisdiction that resulted in the loss of protective rights and immunities equating to felony perjury of oath, your injury to the rights of said people do your nonfeasance, malfeasance, and misfeasance constitutes an actionable offense with no immunity by failure to act upon a ministerial duty. Forensic evidence pursuant the record letter of rogatory acceptance by the one Cindy M. Mercer remain unexecuted or dishonored. Forensic evidence of violation to her oath of allegiance and oath of office to defend and uphold the original charter 1889 South Dakota Bill of Rights of the Section 7 rights of the accused plaintiff in all criminal prosecutions. The accused shall have the right to defend in person or by counsel, to demand the nature and cause of the accusation against him, her, face to face with the accused plaintiff, with the accuser plaintiff. And it is also in breach of the original Charter 1787-1789 Constitution for the States of America Bill of Rights, the Fourth Amendment of the right of the people to be secure in their person, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. The Fifth Amendment, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken from public use without just compensation. The Sixth Amendment, in all criminal prosecutions to be the accused shall enjoy the right to speedy and public trial, to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witness in his favor, and to have assistance of counsel for his defense. The Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa hereby invokes the aforesaid amendments and reserves all rights without prejudice, and reserves all rights without prejudice, and reserves all right without prejudice under Uniform Commercial Code 1-308, 1-103.6 and 1-109 and 3-402. The right to protect and preserve their protective rights, as well as the right to proceed accordingly against all trespassers correspondence. Take mandatory judicial notice. At this point, I would like to make a point for John G. Roberts to take mandatory judicial notice to one Cindy M. Mercer, District Court Judge of New Mexico 13 Judicial District Court of Valencia County, New Mexico Department of Number 2, Department of Transportation Cabinet Secretary, 1 Michael Sandoval, Wells Fargo, Number 3, Wells Fargo, N8, Number 4, Vincent Serafino, Gary Odell, Genevieve PC, and 1 Thomas M. Sellers, attorneys at law, and 1 Mark Regner, attorney at law. 5. 1 James Lawrence Sanchez, judge at New Mexico 13 Judicial District Court, Valencia County. 6. 1 Carl W. Ravestick, CEO for the New Mexico 13 District Court of Valencia County. 7. Valencia County, New Mexico Sheriff's Office. 8. 1 Philip Romero, Clerk of the Court, New Mexico 13 Judicial District Court, Valencia County. Take notice of the intention to file a claim under strict liability. Take judicial notice that the following case, Delta-1314 Delta C Charlie Victor 2019-00392 at the 13th District Court of Valencia County has been filed in the United States District Court and has been assigned to Magistrate Judge Jerry H. Ritter under job Delta, capital, Delta, lowercase, Apple, lowercase, 1-8, Charlie, lowercase, Foxtrot, lowercase, 1-6543-443, Apple, or Alpha, lowercase, 872 Alpha, lowercase, dash Alpha, lowercase, 535-301-70930 for a 28 USC 195 review case number 1:20 dash lowercase Charlie Victor dash 0013 dash Juliet A Hotel Romeo, filed on February 7 of the year Lord 2020. Your responsibility to monitor the activity to obtain your own copies from the United States District Court, District of New Mexico, Office of the Clerk, and original court where the complaint was filed. No performance allowed in the Superior Court without proper certificate of election and certificate of registration, with the New Mexico Supreme Court replevin bond on the amount of $2.5 million, performance bond on the amount of $7.5 million, and must be posted with the Superior Court Clerk of for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, severe penalties and or incarceration will result from performing on this Superior Court of Record without the Superior Court's requirements. Writ of execution. And this goes for the Honorable John G. Roberts in the Supreme Court for the United States. Writ of execution. Invitation to the Honorable John G. Roberts. Invitation to the Honorable Jerry H. Ritter to perform under his oath and contract for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, one of the people and federal postal judge, so I juries presiding this Superior Court of Record, accept your oath, bind you to it, remind you of a fiduciary duty, and extend her sovereign immunity while you, the Honorable John J. Roberts, Jerry H. Ritter, while carrying out my order through this invitation to perform under your oath and contract and to proceed accordingly, quae coram nobis resident in the witnessing of a constitutional wrong pursuant Title 18 U.S. Code Section 401 and the violation of Title 18 U.S. Code Section 401 by one Cindy M. Mercer. Failure to act upon a ministerial duty and violation of Title 4 U.S.C. 101, endorsed with the court seal and the word "true bill" on the back of each document, mailed through the Secretary of State by a commission of the Honorable Michelle Vasquez to Carl W. Raisted via United States Postal Service, certified mail, article number 70183090000028309897, 19 pages, endorsed with the court seal and the word "true bill" on the back of each document, and for and execute the default judgment filed on the county clerk on December 26, 12/26/19 at 11:55 with 46 seconds on the AM, and filed in the 13th Judicial District Court of Valencia County on December 27, 2019 at 10:40 a.m. on the amount of $9,850,000 from August 22nd, 2019 through March 5th, 2020, and will continue to accrue $50,000 per day pursuant the performance contract entered on August 22nd. And this is a maritime contract of the year 2019 against each of the trespassers corresponders until all matters are resolved in this Superior Court of Record, served by mail throughout the Secretary of State by commission of the Honorable Michelle Vasquez to the 13th Judicial District Court via United States Postal Service, certified mail, article number 701916400005956727, and article number 70191640000105956284 to Thomas M. Sellers and Mark Regner, attorneys for the fictitious plaintiff, Wells Fargo Bank, N.A. Subparagraph Charlie, lowercase, endorse, execute, and enforce all contracts filed in this case, Delta-1314, Charlie, Victor 201-00392, with the word "true bill" on the back of each document and on the court seal on the back of each document, pursuant the fact that allegation and affidavit in support of motion must be considered as true in the absence of counter affidavit. Group B, fin letter, .108 Foxtrot, that Supra 327 federal case of Group versus Fein Letter 108 Supra or Sierra Uniform Papa 327. The Honorable Jerry H. Ritter, Magistrate Judge, United States District Court, is hereby invited to compel Carl W. Raystick to release the replevin bond and insurance policies and coverage at once and observe the performance of the direct review of one Cindy M. Mercer witnessing on a constitutional wrong through fraudulent excess of jurisdiction. Such excess resulted in the loss of protected rights and immunities, equating to felony, perjury of oath, the injury to the protected rights of said people by her nonfeasance, malfeasance, and misfeasance that constitute an actionable offense with no immunity by failure to act upon a ministerial duty. Therefore, the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa visit before the law side of the United States District Court and the Supreme Court of the United States on front of the Honorable John G. Roberts, seeking its protection from the excess seal of corporate government and excess of jurisdiction resulting in the loss of protected rights, trusting that the United States District Court will assume a neutral stance and enforce criminal action against all trespassers, enforce the law according and endorse, execute, and enforce all contracts on behalf of the aggrieved defendant. Compel the trespassers' correspondents to prove their rem in personam jurisdiction and provide insurance policy and coverage on the amount. Compel the trespassers' correspondents to pay all amounts due to specified on default judgment. Herein, paragraph B, $9,850,000. And then with letter $9,850,000 from August 22nd, 2019 through March 5th, 2020, and will continue to accrue $50,000 per day pursuant to performance contract, maritime contract entered on August 22nd of the year 2019 until all matters are resolved in the Supreme Court of Record. Enforce the collection through the Internal Revenue Service on behalf of the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa. Your solemn oath of office compels nothing less from you pursuant the witnessing of the same constitutional wrong. The Honorable Jerry H. Ritter's recusal or refusal to perform under his oath and contract will constitute failure to act upon a ministerial duty, and pursuant your ministerial duty, you are also required to properly notify the United States Department of Justice, the Securities Exchange Commission, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the United States Tort Division in Washington, Bureau of Conveyance, the Senate Oversight Committee, and file these claims in the United States Department of Federal Claims. The Federal Bureau of Investigations, a Provost Marshal to enforce enforcement of law, and all properties of interest and all wrongdoers. Supreme Court Justice Joey D. Moya, Clerk of the Court. Your failure to do so will constitute your compounding to the same constitutional wrong fraud pursuant 705 India Lima Charlie Sierra 205/9 from Charlie Hotel lowercase 13, par 9, section 9. All attorneys and counselors at law, judges, clerks, and sheriffs, and all other officers of the several courts within the state shall be liable to be arrested and held to bail, and shall be subject to the same legal process, and may in all respects be prosecuted and proceeded against in the same courts and in the same manner as other provisions are any law, usage, or customs to the contrary, notwithstanding the Court of Claims has exclusive jurisdiction to hear claims against the state and any of its instrumentalities for money damages. Michael Charlie Lima 600 dot period 6419 comma Michael Sierra Alpha 27 Alpha 6419 comma Carlton versus Department of Corrections 215 Mitch Michael India Charlie Hotel Alpha Papa 490 comma 501 comma 546 November Whiskey 2 Delta lowercase 671 of 1996. This jurisdiction also extends to suits against the state officers where the officer was acting in his official capacity when committing the complaint of acts. ID. The Court of Claims has jurisdiction over actions under Title 14 U.S. Code Section 1983 and the state and federal constitutions Lima Delta lowercase. Exclusive jurisdiction over plaintiffs and wrongdoers claims rest in the Court of Claims Silverman versus University of Michigan. Bravo Delta lowercase of Regents 445 Michael India Charlie Hotel lowercase 209 comma 516 November Whiskey 2 Delta lowercase 54 of 1994 comma the circuit court properly guarantees summary disposition for lack of jurisdiction. Cordially presented by the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedosa as one of the people. Federal Postal Judge, Suarez Juris, presiding the Superior Court of Record, 1 Jerry H. Ritter, 1 Cindy M. Mercer, 1 Michael Sandoval, 1 Jane Doe, CEO for Wells Fargo, N.A., 1 Thomas Sellers, 1 Mark Reckner, 1 James Lawrence Sanchez, 1 Carl W. Ravestick, 1 John Doe, CEO of Valencia County, New Mexico, Daniel Paul Monete, Sheriff's Office, and 1 Philip Romero, and 1 of the people of the state of New Mexico are hereby notified of the intention to file claim under strict liability and invites all of the aforementioned to prepare and serve and to all interest an affidavit to show cause regarding the filings of the facts and the conclusion of equitable law no later than the 22nd day of March 2020. Silence is acquiescence, agreement, and dishonor. This is a self-executing contract. Did they comply? Nobody. Verification. In witness whereof, knowing of the law of bearing false witnesses before God and men, I solemnly affirm that I have read the foregoing and know the contents, therefore, to be true and the best of my knowledge, except as to the matters which are therein stated of my information or belief, and as those matters I believe them to be truth. This contract are submitted upon good faith, belief that they are grounded in fact, warranted by existing law, or a good faith. Belief, and as to those matters I believe them to be truth, these contracts are submitted upon good faith, belief, and they're grounded in fact, warranted by existing law, or a good faith argument for modification on reversal of existing laws, are submitted for proper purposes and not to cause harassment and unnecessary delay of cost. submitted on this 12th day of March of year Lord 2020. Affiant. Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, all rights reserved without prejudice under the Uniform Commercial Code 1-308, 1-103.6 and 109. As one of the people and a federal postal judge sui juris presiding on this Superior Court of Record, P.O. Box 2441, Los Lunas, New Mexico, XXXXX 99-98, non-domestic with the United States. Witnessed by the Honorable appointed Special Master in Common Law by an authority of the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, J. Jesús-Arriaga Ponce, who also reserves all rights under the Uniform Commercial Code 1-308, 1-103.6 and 109, is one of the people and appointed Special Master in Common Law by an authority of the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa. Subscribed and sworn before me as a person by law to administer oath on this 12th day of March 2020 in Valencia County, by the signature of the person administering the oath, through commission of the Honorable Michelle Vasquez, sworn before me and signed on my presence, Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, Notary Public Michelle Vasquez, type of person administrating the oath, authority to administer oath, witness executrix, Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, occupant of the Executive Office and personal representative executrix Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, reserves all rights under the Uniform Commercial Code 3-402. In the presentment, with the certificate of authority, of the State of New Mexico, Office of the Secretary of State, 10698, Notary Public Certification. I, Maggie Torlos Oliver, Secretary of State for New Mexico, do hereby certify that Michelle Vasquez is a qualified notary public and it is for the state and for the State of New Mexico, duly commissioned on November 10, 2016, with the expiration date of same commission effective on November 10 of the year 2020. I further certify the records pertaining to the appointment of Michelle Vasquez as notary public in the State of New Mexico are in fact on file in my office of the Secretary of State, given under my hand and great seal of the State of New Mexico in the city of Santa Fe, the capital, on this 26th day of April 2019, and it is signed. These documents were presented under an affidavit of notary presentment and certification of mailing, State of New Mexico, County of Valencia, on this 12th day of March of 2020 for the purpose of verification. The undersigned notary public being commissioned in the county and state noted above, do certify that for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Ponce and for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa appear before me with the following documents listed below. I below signed notary personal verify that these documents were placed in an envelope and sealed by me. They were sent United States of America Post Office by certified mail article. List of documents. Written mandate, 7 pages. Attachment 1. On the back of page 1. 3. Affidavit of notary presentment, 1. 4. Certificate of authority, 5. The People's Exhibit M5, 1 page. 6 attachment, 1 on the back of page 1. Total pages, 12. Michelle Vasquez, notary print, name and address, and it is signed. Once more, the People's Exhibit M5 maritime contract is still in force and on full force, accruing $50,000 per day on lawful money minted by the United States Treasury. It is my pleasure to have done this presentation for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa as a special appointed, as an appointed special master in common law. And this court is adjourned. Have a wonderful day.